This is a Glassbox Media Podcast.
What's up, everybody? Okay, do you guys know that even if we all ate the same and exercised the same, that we would all still look completely different? I'm Lacey Green. I'm a super trainer with Body. That's BODI.com. I'm telling you, this is something that you need in your life. The app isn't just about having a perfect body, because what is that anyway? It's about what we call health esteem. Feeling good about yourself right now, just as you are, as you work on the person you are becoming. Using Body's tools to find your version of happy and healthy. Body isn't just some software. It's people. It's trainers, nutrition, and mindset experts, and a community of other people just like you and me. And they even have my program for beginners only, which you have to try even if you've never worked out a day in your life. I'll get you off the couch and started on day one, finding the joy and dropping the judgment. And don't take my word for it. You can try it for free right now for 14 days at body.com. That's body with an I.com. Let's get up, get moving, and feel good. Whoop, whoop.
Okay, so I need to update you guys on holiday Tinder extravaganza blowout.
Oh, no.
You know, I
Wait,
had...
Did you say, you said Tinder, not Twitter. I was like, wait, Twitter? Like, do you have like a feud? I'm like, I need to know all the details.
No. So you guys know I went through all of the matches and stuff like that with you last week of like this, pros, cons. All of them gone. All of them done. By this week. They're all off the table.
Yeah.
All of them.
It.
All right, I need details.
All right.
Okay, so
I want the deep dive. Let's go.
Shark Eyes guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
The guy we didn't like. And Cassie, I just should have listened to you because I hung out with Cassie Friday before going to meet Shark Eyes. And I showed her the picture and she's like, don't go to meet him.
He looks like a serial killer.
That's
She's
exactly
like,
what I said.
Just 911 him. And then right before I was going to leave, I got the Twitter match and a message from
Tinder.
Alan.
I fucked you
sorry,
up. I fucked you
did.
up. Yeah.
I got the Tinder match from Alan Tudyk.
Yeah.
Not
okay,
the
not
real,
literally
no,
Alan
not-
Tudyk.
Yeah. We should specify.
Should address that.
Specify, just like balls on accurate.
Looks
like,
just
look
like him.
Dude.
Really
Yeah.
does look just like him.
And I was
He's so cute.
He's so cute.
I'm 100% here for this, by the way.
Oh.
When you showed me his profile, oh my God. I was like, yep.
Yeah, I'm shipping them pretty hard, but I played
Yeah.
it cool.
Yeah.
You helped me play it cool in the message because I ended up, he was like messaging me and stuff, and then I was like, oh, I gotta go. I'm hanging out with my girls. Here's
Sorry,
my number.
Busy, bye.
We'll call later. And he flipped right back and gave me his digits too. I played it cool, and so
Yep.
I'm like, I'm gonna message him later today. But yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
I know the game. I'm playing the
I've
game.
been in it long enough.
But so I go to meet Shark Eyes. I get there. First of all,
At the coolest bar, by the way. I love that place.
I love that place
spot.
too. It's like packed. He's sitting like hunched down when I get there, and he's probably, I'm guessing, like 5'6".
Okay.
And
So you're towering over
I'm
him.
towering over him,
You're like,
and
oh.
he's sweating.
Oh
he's
my-
like so nervous. And it was
my
like-
heart.
I know. I felt so bad.
I was
because-
ready to be all angry at him for being.
No, I mean he's Shark Eyes for sure, but he's not.
Yeah.
He's got a good heart. It
Oh, poor
just
baby.
is not there, and he
match.
was trying like really hard, and I was like,
Oh, sweet baby.
"Sweet baby, I'm so sorry."
You're like, pat him on the back.
I'm like,
you're like, oh,
You're
honey,
like pat him on the head.
This
Because
was a
he's
real nice
so
try.
much shorter than you.
This was a real Boy Scout effort you put in there,
I
but
know.
it's gonna be a no. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I just was like, I didn't vibe with the conversation either. It was not a match, so that one was done. I told you guys about Sacred Geometry guy,
Yeah.
who's just total stalker vibes.
Like hardcore conspiracy
Hardcore.
theorist vibes.
Really uncomfortable.
Illuminati situation
Yeah.
happening.
So Sacred Geometry is the guy that kept texting you too, even
Yes.
after you're just like,
I'm like, dude,
It's gonna be a no for me?
It's gonna be a no for me. Still, like, I ended up blocking him, but I forgot to go onto Bumble and like unmatch. So then he started messaging me there too.
Get
like
the hint,
and I-
dude. Not only did I say no thank you, thank you next on that, but also like I blocked you on my phone. That should be a pretty strong indicator that I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Right.
Right.
Why would you reach out
It's-
to me through a dating app?
really like creeped me out, if I'm honest. That's like a little. So, and then of course we have Stabler, who I don't know if the listeners
Breadcrumber.
know, like breadcrumber for sure.
Right.
And then begged me to like hang out and go on another date and just like, I'm so sorry, I've been so busy. We have this case and blah 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 blah. So I give him a chance. I'm like, okay, take me out on Wednesday. We're doing this. Fucking ghosted again.
Listen,
And I'm like,
Christina.
all right.
Not to say I told you so.
no. But you knew better.
When
did.
you told me that, like, you're like, no, he like reached out and he really wants to see me. I was like, like this is the so listeners. A couple episodes we talked about breadcrumbing. This is that guy. This is that
Mr.
guy.
Breadcrumb.
And then he came back like all hardcore affectionate, and I was just like, I mean, okay, he seems to be really into it, but at the same time,
That was the
trust
last
no
bread.
bitch.
That
Yeah.
was
Can't
the,
trust him.
that was
No.
the last breadcrumb he dropped.
He's done.
On
He's
you,
blocked.
anyway.
He's
Blocked.
blocked and done.
Blizocked.
God, who else do we have? Oh, we had Dude Face with the weird head in his picture. Do you remember?
Did we even see this person?
What?
I don't remember him.
Where you were
remember
like,
that.
whose head is that in the picture? 'cause
Okay. He had his nephew's like
Correct.
hat.
Yeah.
but he cropped it in such a way that it was
It was
very strange.
Very
I
strange.
don't
Yeah.
think I saw this one.
Yeah, I don't have.
He was cute.
He was very cute. He's the guy that recently got out of a relationship, like real recent, and so I know what I was like when I got out of a long-term relationship. I was not in a good place.
Yeah.
It's obvious he's not either.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
it literally just ended. He's like, "What time is it? Is it 5?" I broke up with her at 4:55, and now I'm on Tinder.
Yeah.
No, people
Yeah.
like give yourself
He's-
a second.
Just looking to get laid,
Yeah.
and so yeah.
Here's the
that's
thing about
not-
that, and maybe like you can enlighten me because you've been on apps, but I'm kind of like, if I just wanted to get laid and I wasn't looking for anything else, I really feel like, I mean, go
You
out.
put that on your bio though.
Well,
too.
first of all,
you're
put it-
like
put
not
it on
looking for
your-
anything serious.
Yeah, put it on your
People
bio.
do it all the time.
That's fine. Put it on your bio, or also like, I don't know, but maybe it's because I've not been single in like the digital age, I guess.
Sure.
But like, I kind of feel like if you want to get laid, it's not that hard to do it the old fashioned way.
Right.
Like go to a bar
It's
or
a little
a club.
too intimate for me to be.
Yeah, go to
Yeah.
a bar or a club and just like meet somebody and take them home.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like that seems like it's not that.
I don't know if that happens anymore.
Really?
I don't know why in my head that feels less safe. Is that stupid? I guess because there's something about like the Tinder thing that where you're like, I could do a little digging, I could
Right.
do a little back work. Where if
Deep
you just
dive.
meet somebody on the bar, you're like,
I mean, I guess.
I don't know. I didn't grow up in that either. Like, I agree. I mean, if I wanted to
Because-
get laid, I'd just go to
yeah,
the bar
because
and
it
be like,
just-
"You're
it just
hot.
seems
Let's
like-
do this thing." You know?
It just seems like if you want to get laid,
But it's
this is
also
an awful
different though
lot
for
of
girls
work.
and guys.
True.
Like if we wanted to get laid, yes, we could go to Trader Joe's right now. And
That's
like
also
Let's
true.
go try it. Let's just walk over to Trader Joe's real
we'll
quick.
go to TJ's, you know,
Yeah.
we like
Just walk in.
you know.
Oh, I
yeah,
have
it's
every
easy.
expectation that all of us, even like not dolled up, looking the way we are right now,
Be
would
like, hey, do you
have
want-
no problem.
With a fresh peel, my skin's coming off.
Yeah.
I look amazing.
We would still have
Yeah.
no problem.
Yeah.
I
Right.
have no doubt
And
about that.
I think it's different for guys.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. It just seems like a lot of hoops to jump through if you
Right.
just want to get laid. Like
Yeah.
it seems like you could expedite that.
I think we could
You
do it
know?
with our ugly Christmas sweaters from last night.
My ugly Christmas T-shirt was
Yeah.
highly sexual. So.
Yeah, my
Your
onesie,
jumpsuit was amazing,
dude.
It was amazing.
Hashtag no regrets.
No,
That thing
nice.
was
Looked comfy.
comfy AF, warm AF, which I
Gingerbread
always
belt
need.
buckle, very good.
So cute.
Yeah.
I was feeling myself.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
it
yeah,
was awesome.
I told you guys I was in bed at 8:30 after watching something about the Plantagenets.
Also, fucking no regrets.
Yeah.
Fucking, I love going to bed early. That's the best.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
It is the best. I was like, I went to bed at 9:30 the other night, and I was like, why don't I do this more often? This
Yeah.
is great. Why do
It
I
is
fight sleep like I'm a toddler?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I
There's
feel
things that are happening.
like I have
FOMO.
superpowers right
I
now.
know, I know. Meanwhile, I feel like
never
I'm
get
going to fall asleep on top of my microphone right now.
Oh, yeah.
And I've had coffee. I'm just like, this is what happens when you go to bed at 1.
It was a long night last night. It was fun, though.
Yeah, we did
That's
have
good.
fun. We had an
Always
ugly,
have fun.
so listeners, yeah, we had an ugly Christmas sweater party last night.
Yeah.
It was a good time because this episode is going to come out the day after Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So if you celebrate, Merry Christmas. If
Yeah.
you're escaping your family in the corner with your headphones on right now,
Perfect.
we feel you.
Yeah.
We're here for you.
Yep.
We're here for you.
Just going to hang with you.
Emotional support.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that my my holiday Tinder thing is going to go on for like another week. I have to fill the coffers with a fresh round. I
feel
think
like
to bring me through the end of the year.
12 days of Tinder.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, I definitely should write that song. That'd be fun.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, so we have Alan Tudyk and British Matt are the only two that are still contenders.
Well, you know how I feel.
I'll have to bleep,
Bleep
I'll have
out
to
his
bleep
name,
that name.
yes,
but yeah,
You know how I feel about the Brits. I'm here for it.
well, he texted and he used behavior and he used the British
Oh.
spelling, and I got all.
He used a
You're
U,
like,
and you were like, oh my.
I was like,
oh yeah,
I can hear your accent through the phone.
Did you use a U?
So
so cute. But yeah, so yeah, that's what's up with that.
awesome.
Yeah,
You clutched your pearls.
I did.
Well,
I don't know how you're going to choose between the two. One of these better act up absolute fool.
Well,
because they're
Alan
both.
Alan Tudyk is, I think, more attractive than British Matt.
but you haven't heard British guy talk yet.
That's
No,
true.
You might melt into a puddle on the floor once you hear him talk.
Yeah.
There's always that
I mean-
possibility. But although I have every confidence in these guys to fuck it up because
oh yeah,
you know
yeah.
Yeah.
they've been good at it so
we got
far.
a good track record of,
of
fucking
fuck-ups.
it up.
So I'm not
Oh, yeah.
terribly concerned
Yeah.
about that part
Exactly.
of it.
Yeah.
Can we please have a discussion about the woman who married a pirate ghost? Another
Christ.
woman married a fucking
What
ghost.
the fuck is going on, you guys?
I didn't know this was
Why?
a trend
Why?
because human men, I guess.
Well, yeah. She's
She's like, fuck.
They're like, we're done.
Fuck human men.
Yeah,
I'm
we've had
over that
enough.
shit.
She had a holiday blowout, and she was like,
Oh.
"That's enough."
that's enough.
Her date, 12 days of Tinder, were. Oh.
So married a pirate ghost.
Okay, and this
How'd
is
they meet?
on a boat.
On a ship.
On a boat, of course.
Of
Of course.
Like you do.
Christina, come on.
Hello.
No, it wasn't at Trader Joe's. Then.
Excuse me.
Got it. She's
But-
she's asking for herself. She's like, how can I also find a ghost pirate husband?
Here's what's so
Ugh.
funny to me about this is like this woman, she's an Irish woman named Amanda Teague. She's 46. And
Oh,
she
Bless your heart.
she has an affinity for pirate culture. In general, a deep, vast love for Captain Jack Sparrow, which, lady, I can relate as someone who was, having a sexual awakening when that movie came out.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
so much guyliner.
So much guyliner.
So much.
So much
Mascara.
rum. But so she found a pirate ghost, a
Right.
Haitian pirate ghost
Oh, great.
named
Okay.
Jack.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
very specific.
Well, very ironic. If
Suspicious.
you're obsessed with Jack Sparrow, very interesting that your ghost pirate that you met is
Haitian.
named Jack.
I know a lot of Haitians named Jack.
Yeah, so
very,
many.
very popular French name.
So many.
So-
And Jack was allegedly executed for thievery on the high seas in the 1700s.
I kind of feel like
For
you
sure
could-
not a made up story.
Yeah.
For sure not. And
Verifiable.
at the time they married, which they got married on a boat, which
Yeah.
I want video evidence of their
I
wedding.
want to know who officiated and
I need
how
to
much
know.
side eye
I need
was
to know,
there.
because I was telling you guys, and listen, we won't get
Who
too
was
deep into
your
it because I know that
bridesmaid?
we are concerned about kink shaming on this show, which we don't want to do. But I did go down the deep, dark dive on
hold on that topic because I know where you're going with that, and we are going to get into that right after this.
Okay,
because
yes,
it's wild.
Because
banana slacks.
Yes,
it's hamburgers.
We're gonna
for
put
sure.
we're gonna put a pin in that. We're gonna get into that in just a second. But anyway, so she marries Ghost Jack, Haitian Ghost Jack on the ship on the pirate, and this woman. Okay, here's a description of what she looks like. She has tattoos, dreadlocks, and gold teeth to make herself look like Jack Sparrow.
Oh God!
Do I have a picture? Can you please share
Honey,
this picture?
I don't have a picture, but I'm sure I can find one with a little bit of technique.
Oh.
So,
Oh my God.
R.I.P. their romance because now she's getting divorced. They are getting divorced.
Irreconcilable differences.
I guess so.
Are they unconsciously uncoupling?
They're consciously uncoupling. It just can't work. You are a ghost. I am a human lady, and
we tried.
We did our best.
We tried.
We did our best.
Right.
You know, you want to
apparently
stay together for the kids, the ghost kids.
Was he cheating?
kids.
Oh, he probably.
Oh my
was.
God, probably,
Yeah, probably
with someone
You
beyond the
can't
veil.
fucking trust. You cannot trust those fucking pirates.
Oh God, no.
Especially not ghost pirates.
Fuck no.
I mean, they be putting their dick.
And they have access to a whole other realm, you guys. Like,
I
listen,
mean-
there's shit they can do, and they can vanish whenever they want. I assume.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ghosting.
Walk through walls.
Ugh.
They can do all kinds of weird shit.
Ugh.
So anyway, so
Lord have mercy.
So what we were talking about earlier is I sometimes fall down very strange. I end up on the weird side of the internet on occasion, and somehow ended up watching a documentary on YouTube about objectum sexuals, which I had known about because when I watched like My Strange Addiction or whatever on TLC, there was a woman who had married a carnival ride, and I was like, that's strange. But this woman married the Eiffel Tower. Hold on, pause. Before she married the Eiffel Tower, she is like a world-class archery person. Archerer person.
A world-class archerer. I love you.
That's fucking
Dude,
awesome.
That
Archery
is
player.
a hungover word if I ever heard one.
So sleepy. So she had a relationship with her beau.
Oh God.
Her beau
Her beau was her beau?
Yes.
Oh.
Her beau named Lance. And she was like, yeah, no, I love him. And it's so weird watching this documentary because she still participates in archery competitions, but you know,
you don't want to touch that bow.
Well, it's really hard. It's really hard to work with. She's like, it's really hard for me to work with my ex. Because now
That's why don't shit where you eat, girl.
I know, because
Don't
now
shit where you eat.
she's married to the Eiffel Tower, so things are strange now. Like between her and Lance, things are real weird.
Don't shit where you eat. You do not want to fuck a coworker.
I'm fucking dying. This is the most hamburger shit I've ever heard in my life.
Oh my God. I am dying.
There was also another clip.
We are not
so
kink
it's very well. Here's the thing. Here's why I don't feel too bad is because according to this documentary, there's only like 11 objectum sexuals in the world. So there's a good chance they're not listening to this
They
podcast.
probably are.
And yeah.
God damn it.
And
We're
but
gonna
here's
get hate
the
mail.
weird thing. They're all women. I'm like, what? What?
I think those are the only ones admitting to it.
What about that dude that likes to fuck cars?
His car.
Oh,
I saw
you're
that one.
Right. I did see that one.
That's right.
I also saw a guy who liked to
He would
fuck
make-
inflatables.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, good.
Okay, there's-
All right,
yeah.
never mind. There are men. But there was one clip of a woman who she was in a relationship with the Golden Gate Bridge, and
yes.
and it's very strange to hear them talk about this because they talk about it like they're not one-sided relationships,
Right.
Like they are in a relationship together, mutually in love.
Oh no.
And she was like really upset because she obviously cannot fuck the Golden Gate Bridge in public.
you can't.
So somehow she, and I'm like, did you just steal this or did someone give you this? She has like a piece of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, that's not sanitary.
And she's just like, I'm just so grateful that I can take this piece of the Golden Gate Bridge home to fuck, essentially. It's so weird.
God.
It's very weird.
Didn't you text us about the chick that fucks a guillotine?
Yes. Okay. So
How is
there's
that even possible
the
and or
first-
not completely dangerous?
the first documented case of objectum sexuals is a German woman who, or is she German? I don't know, but she married the Berlin Wall in the 70s. Okay, married the Berlin Wall.
Who gave the Berlin Wall away?
I don't
At
know.
the
That is
ceremony,
a very
like,
good question.
Again, who officiated? I need to know.
Well, because the reason why I brought that up is because the woman who married the Eiffel Tower, who previously was in a relationship with Lance the Beau, there's video of her wedding with the Eiffel Tower.
And
She's in a wedding
also,
dress.
like, how does this not work out?
Here's
Why
the
are they all
thing.
getting
Do you know how many people got their picture
divorced?
taken with a wedding dress in front of the Eiffel Tower? Didn't mean
no,
Oh
she had
my
a ceremony.
God.
who.
She had a
Who is
ceremony.
doing this.
It's very strange. But yeah, so the woman who had married the Berlin Wall, her house is now basically like a shrine to her lovers, one of whom is a guillotine.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Wow.
I don't know how you fuck a guillotine. And she wouldn't talk about it either. Like, they're trying to press.
actively checked out of this. I cannot.
They're trying to press her on, like, so how do you, like, did you have sex with the Berlin Wall? And she's like, yes, but that is private. And because she's German. And
Fantastic on the accent,
thank
by
you
the
very
way.
much.
Really good.
Thanks.
Thank you. And they were like, well, was it good? And she was like, yes, it was good, but I don't talk about that. It's a private act between
Of
a
course it
woman
is.
and a wall.
Of course it is.
Yes.
You know what? This is why. This is one of the reasons why I'm so grateful to have friends, because that's
Fred would never
that's
let you
the
do
kind
that.
of shit that
we
happens.
would not fucking let you have a
Go
relationship.
crazy. Go crazy.
We would not let you have a relationship.
That's like an
with-
isolated brain.
I mean,
just
and here's the thing.
spiraling
Well,
into space.
And listen, I don't like bringing this up because, you know, I am a self-proclaimed cat lady. I love cats and they're amazing and wonderful. And I will always stand by that statement. But Frau Berlina, because she did change her name or something, like it's like Frau Berlina or something. She changed her name after she got married, of course, as you do.
yes.
Yes. And to the Berlin Wall, she now lives, like alone in Switzerland with her shrine of lover objects and 9 cats.
Oh,
Honey,
honey.
that's a lot.
Well, I feel better. Matt.
I'm surprised her husband Berlin Wall would let her have that many cats.
I mean, he didn't
and
put his
how
foot
do you
down.
divvy up the chores?
I know. It seems very one-sided.
It does. A little
We
bit.
talked about this earlier. I think in any good relationship, you're going to have,
Give and take.
nothing's ever 50-50, but this really feels like 100-0.
Yeah, it really
Yeah,
does.
so
But you know what? With
Oh, yeah.
all of that being said and how fucked up all of this is, at the same time, I'm like, look, you're not hurting anybody.
It's true-
except
true.
for maybe yourself.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, I can't
that's
imagine
fine.
it feels good to like do anything with a rock.
I don't. It was very weird
Guillotine
to
is-
watch her talk about her bow because she was like, I imagine it's sex, just like she was like, it's got to be just like regular. It's like normal sex, and I'm like, how is it like
it's
normal
not.
sex?
No, it's not. No,
I
it's not.
fully believe
Honey,
you've never
you've
had-
done normal sex wrong. Then you have done it completely wrong.
Yeah. So it was.
if you get
interesting.
pregnant by a bow, do you have arrows?
Yes. Hold on? I have a question. Does the bow come arrows?
Oh,
What does the bow come?
Ugh, gross.
What does the guillotine come? I'm interested in these questions.
I am not actually.
Yeah.
I'm putting a pin on that. Wow.
So listen, if you are an objectum sexual, as long as you're not hurting anybody, that's fine. But just know this is the reaction of like people.
Yeah.
Aye,
And
aye, aye.
yeah, right in,
Aye, aye,
please.
aye. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hear
I wanna
about
hear.
your bad dates.
Yeah.
'Cause
Ooh,
I
honey.
know. I know guillotine done you wrong once.
Oh God, yeah.
Mhm.
And there's a reason why that Bo is her ex.
I know.
So what happened?
I don't know.
Please, right
I
in.
I think she
No.
just grew
Do
apart,
not
and
shit
then
where you
you know she married. She met the Eiffel Tower, who is a woman, by the way. While Lance is a man, the Eiffel Tower is a woman. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So just so you guys know,
Great.
and the more you know.
Clear,
The
clear,
more you
clear,
know.
clear, clear.
So listen, if you've made it this far in, this is my worst date.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Cassie.
And I'm Christina.
Wow.
Hi.
That was a deep dive, and I loved it.
Yeah, the dark side of the internet, man. YouTube's a dangerous place because it just autoplays the next video. So if you
Oh,
end
I
up
know.
down a weird path, like I think I was watching hoarding videos, which then led me to
Hoarding videos are tough.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
It makes
Dude,
me just immediately get rid of half my shit.
Yep.
Every time.
I do.
And I could do that anyway. I
Yep.
am not. I am like the opposite of a hoarder. I'm a total tosser.
Yeah,
That
no,
sounded assy.
hoarding makes me feel good about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like whenever I watch that, I'm like, if I think like my life is falling apart or something, I'm like, I'm not shitting in plastic bags and putting those in the closet.
I think we
So
talked
I'm
about.
okay.
I think we talked about that meme once, where it's just like sometimes I feel great and confident and fantastic about myself. Sometimes I need to watch people on TLC
Yep.
eat laundry detergent to make me feel better about myself.
Yep.
Listen, like
We all got days.
We've
We all
got
have bad days.
days.
Everybody got days.
Yep.
Everybody got days.
Dude.
So we have a couple of new patrons.
Yes.
Very exciting. So we want to give a show shout out to Maya Slayton. Thank you for becoming our patron on Patreon. And also to Kim Dodge. We are so super grateful for you guys. It just warms our heart every time we get that notification that we've got a new patron.
It's just so exciting. I mean, to think that you guys are supporting us, it means so much.
It really
means
does.
so much.
So
It really does.
grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, I think we feel, first of all, we feel fortunate enough that we get to do this with each other because
Yeah,
we are
totally.
such good friends. But the fact that, like, it's weird because I feel like our friend group's growing in such a really rad way.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
that's how I feel about it. It's just cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to become our patron and see what all the fuss is about, come join us at patreon.com/myworstdate. Okay. That business is out of the way.
Business. Fuck, marry, kill time.
Yes, yes.
Ooh.
And like we said, this episode's coming out the day after Christmas.
Right.
I think. So,
So we're going to fuck, marry, kill Santa.
Yes.
very appropriate.
so good.
Famous Santas. So we've got, I think we thought of it because of the Kurt Russell
Yeah.
movie
Right.
that's up now on Netflix.
That I have to
Is-
see and haven't seen yet. Have you seen
Everyone
it?
says
I have not. I heard
it's
it's
like-
so cute.
I heard it's
People are
cute.
losing their
I'm
minds.
gonna watch it tonight.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm in a Christmassy mood, so I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Yeah, I might watch it on my flight.
And when I first heard that Kurt Russell was going to be Santa, I was like, I don't know, but actually, he makes kind of a jolly looking Santa. I'm kind of into it.
Yeah. I
So-
have to say too, oddly, like, and it's probably like my own feelings for like Kurt Russell. I have like a secret attraction to
Yeah,
him.
no, I'm not secret
Oh
about it.
yeah, no, yeah.
Really, like, I don't know.
He
like,
should have been your Old
rugged-
Spice.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
rethought my Old Spice. It would be Jeff Goldblum now. I don't know why that wasn't my Old Spice the first time. Anyway,
Yeah.
I like that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
yeah. So we're gonna do
Is that your
Kurt.
new Old Spice?
Kurt Russell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Who was your old one? Who was the other one? I don't
I have
remember.
no
I
idea.
did Brad Pitt, which is he's not even that old. I don't know. Anyway,
Sorry.
so we're gonna do Kurt Russell as one of our Kurt Russell in the Santa Chronicles or whatever that is called.
Right.
Christmas Chronicles. I
Yes.
think is what it is. Christmas Chronicles. Did we want to do Billy Bob Thornton from Bad
Bad
Santa?
Santa. Yeah.
Okay.
Soup's gross.
Yeah.
Um,
And
Tim Allen, the Santa Claus?
Santa Claus. That,
Okay.
that's
Good one.
Yeah.
okay. I think I know
God.
mine, but I'm
I think I know mine too.
okay. Who wants to go
Me
first?
too. All right. I'll go first. I'm going to fuck Billy Bob Thornton. And it's only because like
he nasty.
he nasty.
He nasty.
And it's gonna be one that will require like a long shower.
That one's
afterwards,
gonna
but-
haunt you. That is gonna haunt you. That time in bed.
But I'm gonna fuck Billy Bob Thornton. I'm
You
gonna
wake up in the middle like,
marry Kurt Russell because him and Goldie Hawn, I ship
Adorable.
that so hard.
So adorable,
I think
and
it's
he's such a
amazing.
good stepdad.
Yeah. Yeah.
To Kate Hudson. Yeah.
Did you see their Christmas card with him dressed as the Santa and her like that? Oh,
No.
adorable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna marry Kurt Russell. I'm gonna kill Tim Allen.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a solid answer. I think just because there's something about Billy Bob Thornton in that movie that I'm like, I feel like you're going to give me crabs. So
100%.
I'm going to kill him. I just can't risk my reproductive health that way. So
I agree.
I'm going to kill Billy Bob Thornton. I am going to, grit my teeth and bear it through Tim Allen.
Oh my God,
And-
it's so gross in that movie.
I know.
It's just like so like 90s
Cheese dick.
So cheesy. Yeah. I'm just like,
Cheese dick. So
Oh my
yeah, but you
God.
know, listen, it's
you know
it's
what? Him in that movie seems like the kind of guy that wouldn't be able to like get hard and stay hard.
Well, then be done fast.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
Where you're like,
or it
just
could
like,
take forever because he's gonna
Just
keep
like-
stopping and being like,
Yes.
just one more second.
yeah, and then like, oh, that's the worst, and then it's just like limp noodle trying to force it in there.
Smashing it in.
Yes, it's the worst. And you're just like, well,
I mean, gross, but I'm gonna stand by it because I just can't risk it with Bad
Yeah.
Santa. I can't risk it. Like the amount of gross sex he has in that movie, I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't do it. And then of course, yeah, I'm gonna marry Kurt
Yeah.
Santa.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm same as you, Keegan.
can't risk it.
Billy Bob Thornton grosses me out. Even if I separate him from Bad Santa.
But in that movie in particular,
there's
he's gross.
something too about Billy Bob Thornton. I do not think he's attractive, but there's like some kind of weird darkness
Like, you
that,
wanna
of course, I'm like,
Dirty fuck him.
yeah, I'm just like, ugh, he's just
He's a shame
dark.
receipt. Like
He
you want to
is.
do it, but then you don't want to tell anybody.
no,
That's a
nobody
secret.
knows about
No,
that.
you do. I was like Charlie Sheen. I'm like, except that you don't want to talk about it, nor do you want to actually do
No,
it. So.
no,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
so I'm going to kill Billy Bob because he's gonna give you.
You're gonna take that
Definitely.
home with you.
You're gonna keep it forever, probably,
Yeah,
whether you want to or not.
it's one of those forever
Yeah,
receipts.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks anyway.
Thanks.
So yeah, I'm gonna hate fuck Tim Allen. And you know what? Here's the thing about Tim Allen. There's a little part of me that kind of he was a bad boy, and so I have this feeling like deep down there's still that cocaine addict in there
Oh,
who's
yeah.
like
He lets his freak flag
he
fly
lets his
in the
freak flag
bedroom.
fly. I don't know, and
Maybe.
that's what I'm holding on to, not the
Okay.
limp noodle dick. So prayers.
I don't
prayers
know.
up.
He looks like he has a grill,
And also just
like
for him as
like
Santa,
middle class fancy.
middle class
is
fancy.
middle-class
He
fancy.
is the
AF.
embodiment of
Yeah.
middle class fancy.
Shout out to
Fucking
that
new
fucking
New Balances.
Yeah, it's khaki pants, pleats in the front.
He does not eat at Chili's. Applebee's only, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's not even classy enough to go to Chili's.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I got to marry Kurt Russell.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is only one answer when it comes to who you're going to marry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, Tim Allen as Santa he's not a hot Santa in any way.
No.
I remember when that movie came out, and I really enjoyed it.
I
I'm
love
not gonna lie.
that movie. I
Yeah,
watched it
it's
last
cute.
year. I like that movie. Yeah, and not that because we were having a conversation last night at the Ugly Sweater Party about Santa Baby, and I feel very weird about like all these songs that are like I want to fuck Santa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where I'm just
Yeah.
like, why does this exist? Like
Santa's Baby, by the way, like
highly sexual.
the lyrics, I was like, she asked for a fucking yacht.
She
She's
asked
asking
for a
for-
platinum mine.
Yeah.
She's going all
She
in.
went full,
The whole mine.
full in.
Not the entire mind.
Yeah.
It's been
Oh
a
my-
while since I've heard that song.
Yes,
Jesus.
yes.
She asked
She's
for
like, I want to be a
lot.
baller.
Yeah.
Yeah, shock
She
collar.
doesn't, yeah. She
Uh,
does not go halfsies. She's full in.
Yeah, the
Wow.
only way I can that and like I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. I mean, I assume it's supposed to be like for
Dad.
both of those songs, it's
Dad's
supposed to be
dressed
like
up.
your dad, like
Yeah.
Dad's dressed up as Santa.
right.
Santa.
And like when you're singing Santa Baby, you're talking to your husband, I assume, or partner, whatever,
Are
right?
you- Or,
Or your daddy.
Ew.
It totally has that vibe.
Yeah,
You're
it
talking
does
to
have
your
a sugar.
daddy.
It has a
the
sugar baby vibe.
vibe.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Sugar baby.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, look, if
That's
if
the
you're
OG
into that,
Sugar Baby
that's
song.
fine. I mean, I know some sugar babies. I'm like, look, okay.
And good for you, man.
Whatever.
I'm just jealous. I want to be a sugar baby. Look, Miss Maserati that gets dropped off in front of my house and picked up by a
What
Land
is
Rover
the deal
every
with
day,
Miss
every day.
Maserati?
Dude, I'm telling you, somebody, something is happening from my house almost every other day.
Explain.
This girl, real cute, tall, skinny blonde, parks her Maserati in front of our house, gets out, Land Rover pulls up, older guy, picks her up in Land Rover.
Sugar baby.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, and listen, I
Totally.
can't even like.
Look at man.
What? Yeah,
But you're
whatever.
obviously
like,
cheating.
stay
Daddy
safe. Yeah, stay safe out there, but also like if somebody wants, because all relationships are transactional to some extent.
Of
and
course.
because I feel the same way when people are like gold diggers, gold diggers, gold diggers, when we're talking about like a young, beautiful woman being
Nobody's
with like
getting
an
their
old,
gold dug if they don't
rich
want
man.
it. Okay.
But I'm like, yeah, okay, that relationship is transactional. Hers might be financial, but his transaction is sex and beauty. Like,
And
so
nothing wrong with that.
why are you hating so much on her and like not on him?
Yep.
Because
Right.
it's a transactional relationship, whichever way you cut it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So I guess we should probably take. Sorry,
Take 5,
I
yeah.
just stepped all over your line.
No, it's fine.
Excuse
It's fine.
me.
You do it this week. Fine.
Excuse
Fine.
me.
But we're not counting you in when we come back.
Oh. We're going to take 5 and we'll be right back with stories.
During the Summer of Jeep event, well-qualified Washington, D.C. lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xE for $289 a month for 24 months with $5,699 to its signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Stellantis Financial. Extra charge for miles over 20,000. Includes 7,500 EV cap cost reduction. Not all customers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 9/5. Jeep is a registered trademark.
Keegan, you're up first.
Sorry, I am chewing chocolate. Okay. So this is a first kiss story from a listener. I wanted to do this because I believe it has to do with... Sorry, hold on. Yeah, it has to do with New Year's Eve.
Oh, fun.
And this will be right before New Year's Eve when this episode comes out. So
I love it.
this is from a listener of ours. It says, of course it is. My first, this is not from a listener. My first kiss was really sweet as it was with my girlfriend and it was her first kiss as well. We had already been dating a couple of months in high school, but since neither of us had kissed anyone before, we were both nervous and didn't get up the courage until New Year's Eve. I live in a small town, and every year on New Year's Eve, they drop a giant pine cone at midnight, and everyone stands downtown to watch it in the square. I fucking love that.
That is the cutest Christmas story movie ever.
That is small town life right there. That is
real.
so cute.
That is cute. Do they crown like Miss Pinecone?
Miss Pinecone 2018. I love that. That's amazing.
I love this.
So imagine a giant group of people, most of them drunk, standing in the street of this four-way intersection right below a building, with a giant pine cone on it. I'm coming to your town next year.
No shit.
We are both two very short girls surrounded by her friends that we went with and a bunch of drunk people. Someone behind me had spilled beer on me and there was a cloud of smoke hovering above us in the cold that smelled like weed.
Yep, probably
Yeah,
was
that
weird.
seems right.
Yep.
That probably was weed. One of her friends was talking to her, thinking I couldn't hear, and said something along the lines of, "Watch me get my first kiss before you." She was single, and my girlfriend and I had been dating for 3 months.
Ooh.
I had already been expecting we would finally kiss tonight, but hearing that, now I was determined. I couldn't let her be embarrassed. So when the countdown reached 0, with my heart racing, we both looked over at each other, probably simultaneously thinking, here goes nothing, and kissed. It was a sweet first kiss, not very long, but we had done it. She got her first kiss before her friend, and I felt triumphant at both that and finally having the guts to get my first kiss as well.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's super
cute.
sweet. Yeah, it's like a super,
not
super.
a worst date.
No, it's
That's
not.
a
But
good
I
one.
I
like
love
that for Christmas.
Yeah,
I do
Miss makes you
too.
feel
Miss
warm.
Pinecone.
Yeah, Miss Pinecone, you're the real winner here.
Yeah. All right, who's up next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I have a holiday story. Oh, sorry. This story came to us through our Instagram direct message.
Okay.
So, by the way, guys, you can always reach us that way. We can read stories from any type of platform
Anywhere.
you would send it. So, we got this story through Instagram. She says, "I have a holiday bad date story.
Yes.
The background here is kind of important. I was 13 years old, a bright-eyed, innocent freshman in high school."
Oh God.
This is all for Christina. I'm like looking right at you.
Oh my
And dating a sophomore.
Ooh, get it, girl.
She was 15, which isn't so much older. Also, lesbian dating was harder before I discovered social media.
We have 2
Yeah.
lesbian
Good.
stories.
I
Sweet.
know.
I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, first kiss. high school. I mean, this is Christina.
It's right up my alley.
Oh, I know how
love
excited
it.
you are right
I
now.
love it.
And she's older. I love that too. Where it's kind of like you're new to high school, and like
13,
somebody's like
a 15-year-old.
a little bit older.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, I was still in the closet at the time, so our relationship was entirely composed of sneaking out, going out with quote friends, or not saying where I was going. Looking back, my mom knew everything. She just went along with it in a sort of quote, don't ask, don't tell way. Okay, so here it goes. We were young and in love. Every year in downtown Phoenix, there's this beautiful thing where they put a cheap fake plastic ice rink in the middle of the outdoor shopping mall.
I love all the
These
places
stories
these people are
so
from.
great.
I know.
Like, I want to come to all of your towns.
Yeah,
You know?
We're gonna come celebrate Christmas in all of your towns.
Yeah.
There's music and Christmas lights, and it's super cute. Her mom dropped us off there, and we tried to penguin shuffle around the ice, being the two little Arizona kids we were. She was a lot better than I was at skating and offered to hold my hand.
Aw.
I had butterflies in my tummy and was super excited to be holding hands. It felt like big kid stuff. So you'll imagine how many butterflies I felt when she tried to twirl me around to kiss me romantically while Santa Baby played over the speakers.
Oh, man.
This would have been super romantic moment had I not gotten overexcited, tripped, face planted, and dragged her down.
Oh, no.
I hit the ice so hard it cut my face. My lip split really bad. It hurt, but of course I had to act like a tough little 13-year-old. Turns out she was really squeamish about blood and nearly fainted when she saw my face.
Oh, my God, honey.
She actually had to sit down because she got so lightheaded.
Oh.
Poor girl was freaked out. Then when I tried to help her up, but ended up falling again, not in a cute rom-com way, in quote, this is embarrassing and I'm in pain way.
Oh, no.
The second fall broke my glasses.
Oh, honey. Sweet baby.
We had to wait 2 hours for her mom to pick us
Oh,
up.
my God.
And then-
split lip, broken glasses.
What a
Oh my
mess.
God.
And she goes, and then when I got home, I had to explain how I'd managed to hurt my face. Needless to say, we never got that romantic kiss, considering the state of my very damaged lip. Anyway, the entire experience was pretty mortifying and scarring, both emotionally and physically. Maybe it's not directly tied to a holiday, but it still pops into my mind when I see a holiday festivities pop up in Phoenix. I think it's very holiday related. Yeah.
Do you have PTSD anytime
She
you
says-
hear Santa Baby?
That's exactly what she said. I now have such negative association with the song Santa Baby that I skip it whenever it comes on.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's so funny. I finally braved ice skating again just this past year and have gotten a lot more coordinated, as luck would have it. She writes in parentheses, she ended up not being my first kiss, and I'm kind of glad about that. Just a few weeks later, I learned that she cheated on me with a 17-year-old.
Oh,
Ew. Well, good.
Yeah. So
That is amazing.
that's a great story.
yeah, I kind of want to hear her real first
I do
date.
too.
Yeah, her real first
Right
date.
in your real first kiss. We
Yeah.
want to know.
Oh my God. Okay, so mine was written in we shared the Joe Dirt story.
Oh,
of-
yes.
that
Amazing.
from Reddit.
I
And-
love that story. I don't remember what episode that is, but if you have not listened to that episode's really good, actually.
Was it 17?
So it's episode 20. Yeah, go back and listen to episode 20 if you want to hear more from this woman.
Her story is
So amazing,
wild.
yes.
I love her. So she wrote in another story, which I'm going to share. She says, "Hey folks, Mrs. Joe Dirt here
Oh my
with
God.
another story.
Amazing.
I realize that by sharing this tale with you, those of you who have heard my previous story are likely to wonder whether I have an ounce of common sense."
Oh my God.
And you know what? That's totally fair. Let's just say there was a big learning curve for me when I got into online dating after my divorce. Girl, I am so fucking here for that. I am shipping this girl so hard because
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat.
I feel
So
like you guys are actually the same person.
I know.
It's actually just Christina's stories.
She writes us.
So this date happened approximately 2 months after my horrific movie date. I was a little gun shy of OkCupid, so I decided to give Plenty of Fish a shot instead.
You went in the opposite direction. Okay, Cupid is one step above
Plenty of Fish.
Something's behind the door. Turn around.
Don't run up the stairs.
Right, get out. I received a fun, witty message from what appeared to be a fairly attractive guy, though all he had posted were headshots. Now, you could tell from his photos that he was probably on the heavier side, but I'm not exactly petite. Shout out to Christina. I'm 5'9" and have been since 8th grade. Dude, I'm telling you.
You guys are the same person.
We are. We're new.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, have we ever seen them in the same room together? Just gonna throw that out there.
So I actually prefer my guys a bit bigger. Plus, he had these beautiful green eyes and well-trimmed facial hair, both of which I'm a sucker for. And he's funny, smart, completely respectful in his messages.
On Plenty of Fish, red flag, get out.
So she says, nary a dick pic to be seen. I'm over here thinking, yes, finally. Yeah.
I love this girl so much.
Her writing style's fantastic.
so good.
Great. Yeah, that might have been a tad premature. I don't recall this guy's name because it's been forever substituted with inconsiderate prick in my mind.
Ugh, yikes.
Yes. Anyway, we chatted for a few days, then agreed to meet up for drinks that Friday night after work. Well, Friday afternoon, he texts me and says that he's had a really rough day and just isn't feeling going out. I'm initially pretty bummed as I was totally looking forward to meeting this guy. Then the next text comes through. Would you like to come over to my place instead? I can order us a pizza and we'll just sit and talk, maybe watch a couple comedy specials.
Don't
So
go.
he goes
Don't
right
Motherfuckers
into
night.
Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
I wish I could say I had reservations. Future me starts screaming at past me at this point whenever I recall this story. But nope, I was totally down. I didn't even tell anyone where I was going.
Oh my God.
Yes, I too wonder sometimes how I'm still alive. Girl, I've been there. I told you guys about that cuddle date or whatever.
Oy vey.
It's total
I mean,
like
I don't
murder
know,
scenario.
I don't know how any of us are still alive. I
Yeah.
think back to like the stuff I used to do. I used to meet people out, and it was just like a thing where they'd be like, "Yeah, we're all gonna go back to so and so's house and like play video games," and I'd be
Same.
like, "All right."
Yeah.
I don't know these people. Like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
No one knows where you are. You're
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
literally like a hair away from being a 48 hours mystery.
Exactly. That's
Oy.
just by the grace of God.
Yeah.
Like,
So I knock on the door of his house at around 6 p.m. after having made a brief stop at home after work to freshen up and change clothes. I can see him approaching through the window in the door, and I had one of those moments like in cartoons when some huge monster is approaching the hero, but all you see is its shadow getting bigger and bigger.
Oh.
Holy crap, you guys. This dude was enormous.
oh no.
no.
I would be so scared.
Not morbidly
Especially because you're at his house
and
by
you're
yourself.
by
alone.
yourself.
Yeah. No.
He filled the entire doorway. I'd peg him
man.
around 6'5" and easily
Jesus.
350 pounds.
Oy.
Jesus.
Good God. You went to like the Rock's house.
My heart is beating so fast because I just can't imagine. Like, I would feel
You'd be like-
sheer terror.
Yeah.
Because you're in there. He could break you in half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She goes, so this is where my voice of reason finally shows up and whispers, maybe this wasn't the smartest idea you've ever had.
Yeah.
But before I can really process much of anything, he grabs me in a hug and pulls me inside.
Oh.
No.
Oh no.
I don't know you.
Now, to his credit, he could tell I was really uncomfortable, and he spent the next couple of hours or so putting me at ease. He thanked me for being willing to come to his house, and he was just as good at conversing in person as he was online, which was
Okay.
refreshing. So as we fell into natural conversation, I started to relax. This is where things started to get weird.
Oh no.
Because as I started to relax, so did he, I guess.
Question mark?
No.
He starts telling me how stressful his day was and that he was carrying a lot of tension in his shoulders
No.
and proceeds to remove his shirt under the guise of showing me his knotted back muscles.
Are
what?
you kidding me?
Yeah. Okay, whatever, dude. You don't have the kind of muscle definition where something like that would be visible.
Well, no, you don't.
And you're
show
also, it's
someone-
like seems like such a line to like
is,
take off.
absolutely.
Like, look how
Excuse me, I don't know
my
if you saw
back
nuts
is.
on my back. Ugh.
Which way to the gun show? Is it
Also,
over here?
just like, how could you not know that would make somebody uncomfortable?
Oh.
Like, you have to
Yeah.
know that's going to make someone you don't know uncomfortable.
I am
Gross.
squeamish.
Now, things had definitely been getting a little flirty, but this was incredibly jarring for me. And then he cranked the dial over even further by
Up to
asking me
11.
to give him a back rub.
Fuck
Oh,
you. Fuck
my
you.
God.
We were talking about our pets less than 45 seconds ago. I'm pretty shook, so I laugh nervously and make a quip about what's in it for me. He responds with,
Probably shouldn't have said that.
"Oh, well, I'd offer to give you one in return, but my hands always cramp up like 20 seconds in, so
Selfish.
I can't."
Selfish.
of shit.
So,
Selfish.
yeah, motherfucker.
You don't want to have sex with that guy.
I know you didn't just ask me to do something for you that you aren't willing to do yourself. Yeah, exactly.
He's
So
not
if he's like that with a back
reciprocate. Yeah.
rub, he's
Okay.
not going to be good in bed.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Love those takers,
I
man.
mean, his hands might cramp up too soon.
I know, right?
I bet he doesn't have a problem masturbating.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Like, you can't give a back rub, but you can jerk it for an hour.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Exactly.
Ow, Jesus God.
I know. It's a very long time. I'm
No
sorry.
So I have to backtrack a little bit at this point. Remember the offer to buy us pizza? I hadn't eaten since breakfast, so I was already hungry when I showed up at his place.
Fucking waiting for that Domino's. Like,
I know. And don't here's the thing, like, feed a girl.
Yeah.
It's not,
yes.
you're not gonna win if she's hungry.
No.
You're not gonna get anywhere.
Hangry.
definitely not
I'm
getting a
gonna
back
leave
rub.
and go get some Taco Bell.
No
if
shit.
You don't feed me.
Yeah. So I have been dropping hints ever since I got in there, and he even asked me point blank more than once if I wanted him to order food, which I of course said yes to, and then he just wouldn't. So now I'm both offended and hangry, and I was done messing around. Dude, I'm starving. Please order us the pizza now, or I'm going to leave to go get myself something to eat. He was all, "Oh, okay." He gets on his computer and places an order with Domino's, not consulting me at all about the
Damn,
order, I might
son.
add,
Jesus.
and goes back to watching his totally obnoxious and completely date inappropriate comedy show. Alrighty then.
This
Oh,
is
I'd
why
left.
you're single, sir.
I
I'd
know.
have left.
You have zero, like, that's so inconsiderate. Inconsiderate prick is a good name for him.
Yeah.
Wait, this is where it gets wild.
Shut up.
That's what. Wait, now is when it's getting wild?
A half hour goes by and still no pizza.
He didn't
so
order it.
I ask him when he was expecting the delivery driver. He goes, "Oh, I ordered it for pickup." What the fuck?
You know what I would do? I'd volunteer to go pick it up, and go home.
Ooh, yes,
Go
you
pick up the
would.
pizza and go home.
Yes, ma'am. I like the way you think.
She
God.
goes, "Okay, can we go get it? I'm sure it's ready by now." You ready for this? Because I wasn't. His response, "Oh, would you go get it? I really don't want to get dressed again." Yes, he was still sitting there shirtless.
Are
Oh,
you fucking
my
kidding
God.
me?
Please tell me she did exactly what Keegan said and went and picked it up
Please,
and fucking went home.
God, please.
I stare at him in complete bafflement for a good 20 seconds, long enough for him to get uncomfortable and go, "What?" I just shake my head and say, "Whatever, I need the money for it." Now it's his turn to look offended. He genuinely expected me to pay for half, you guys. Nope, absolutely not. If I'm going to get it, you're going to pay for it. Never mind the fact that you offered to buy it in the first place.
Right?
Now, this is where I should have bowed out. I should have taken the $20 he gave me, gone and bought my own food, and just gone home.
Yes,
I know.
honey, yes.
We're there. That's what we're here for.
Yes.
The thought-
Call us next time.
Honestly,
Girl.
never crossed my mind, though it totally would nowadays. I get it, dude. I get it. I get to Domino's and discover all he's ordered is a medium meat lover's pizza. I'm hungry enough I could probably eat the whole thing by myself at this point, and I'm kind of flabbergasted that you wouldn't ask someone whether they were a vegetarian before placing an order like
Right?
this. But
No,
whatever.
Everything about this interaction is like he's the most selfish person I've ever
Yeah.
heard
Ever.
of.
Yeah. I get back to his place, but in the time it takes me to eat 2 slices, he's consumed the other 6. I'm still hungry, but at least I'm no longer starving.
Oh my God.
I hate him
I'm like
I hate
seething.
this guy.
I'm seething right now.
so much.
This poor woman. Why do you have dates like this?
This This is the icing on the cake.
Oh, no, there's more.
I'm pretty much over it all at this point, but then he does the first considerate thing since taking his shirt off. He thanks me for going to get the pizza. Okay, you're still at like -2 million in the points column, my
Absolutely.
dude. But at least that brought you up from -3 million. Then, with almost the same breath, he plummets himself to negative infinity. He proceeds to ask me for a blowjob.
Oh!
I
I was way too close to the mic for that. I'm sorry.
In this super casual tone, like it's a totally reasonable request.
I
Cannot.
I want to know what word. Did he literally
Cannot.
just say the words?
So he's like, thanks for getting the pizza
Can you get on your knees?
and suck my dick. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I'm
Are you? I'm
speechless.
horrified.
I'm appalled. Appalled. Why do people like this exist? Who I want to tell your mom.
I'm shook.
I'm gonna tell your mom.
I know.
I want to call your mother because I need to know who raised you.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
We need to know.
We need to have a face-to-face talk.
So
Oh,
I calmly got up from the couch, grabbed my coat, told him I was headed home. I think he thought I was joking because he didn't say a word as
Why
I
the
walked
fuck
out the door.
Would you be joking about that?
Guess what, though? That wasn't the last time I spoke to him.
come on.
Out.
He texted me over a week later telling me he had fun and that he'd love to hang out again sometime.
Fuck you times
zombie,
infinity.
Fuck off.
Fuck you times infinity. No.
My response, I think you have me confused with someone else. Nope, he confirms that this message was meant for me. Now, while I struggle with face-to-face confrontation most of the time, I will absolutely light up a motherfucker by text.
Yes,
Ah,
girl. Yes. Me too.
Yep.
So after providing a detailed outline of every single thing he did wrong and that I'd rather be buried alive in a too small coffin with thousands of flesh-eating insects for company than spend another minute with him, he responds with, I'm sorry, you're just so easygoing. I felt comfortable being myself around you.
Yourself sucks.
Yourself is garbage.
Your true self is the worst person.
Yeah.
She says, FYI, yourself is an inconsiderate prick. You might want to work on that. And then I promptly blocked him.
Yes,
Good girl.
ma'am.
Amazing.
Amazing.
I cannot believe that. Thanks for the pizza. Can you suck my dick? That is the
no.
Unbelievable. I don't know that we've had some crazy stories on this podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever heard someone be more
So
selfish than that.
fucking-
Every
well,
single
except for
thing
the
he
guy
did
that
was selfish.
the girl that drove all across like 300
That's
miles
Oh, and then
true.
nutted.
and
That's
nutted
true.
on her fucking leg.
Which my which Anthony likes
Yeah.
to quote
Gross.
constantly.
Stop doing that, Anthony.
I
It's
know.
disgusting.
I know. He thinks it's very funny.
Yes, it is. It's fucking ridiculous.
Let me bust a nut real quick.
And
Oh.
she also didn't get pizza, remember?
Yeah, she didn't get to eat either. That's
Yep.
episode 10, by the way. I know that one off the top of my head because Anthony has listened to it more than once.
That's so
I mean,
Um,
here's the thing about like a date. Like it shouldn't be that hard. You know what I
No.
mean? Like just think like we're going to get food and we're going to talk like people. Like I just don't understand
Well,
why
and
people like
maybe it's because I don't understand this mentality at all. Because I feel like in so many ways I'm such a people pleaser.
Mhm.
Like if someone comes over to my house or if I'm hosting somebody, I'm always just like, oh well, like what do you want to watch? What do you want to eat? Like
Right.
you know, I'll do whatever you want because like you're a
Yeah,
guest
you're a
in
guest
my
in my
home.
home.
right.
because
so-
we were raised well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would never
Because
think
who raised us? Roxy,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
and
Terry.
Terry. Yeah.
Hi.
Listen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Raised us
Shout
well.
out to good
Yeah.
Good
parentage.
mamas. Yeah.
Yeah, because like there's no way. I'm so
This
concerned with my
guy-
friend's
Mine is, of
comfort.
course, like the age 19 through 25. But whatever.
This-
Anyway, other
This
than that.
guy had her fucking. First of all, they were supposed to go out. He couldn't even be fucking bothered. So she comes over to his house. He like proceeds to like demand a back rub for her from
and
her.
didn't put his
No.
shirt back on. Are you a
wouldn't get food.
Neanderthal?
Why wouldn't you get the pizza delivered?
He's just
Why
so
did
comfortable,
she?
you guys.
Because he's obviously
He
super
didn't wanna
cheap.
pay
He didn't want
for
to pay the
delivery.
delivery fee. That's what it is. He got a
He
medium.
didn't want to pay for the fucking pizza.
because he didn't even get a large pizza. He didn't want to pay for the pizza. He got a medium pizza,
motherfucking pizza.
and
then
he didn't
wanted
want to
to
pay for the
split it.
delivery fee. Yeah,
And ate
no,
most of it.
fuck him.
Oh, I
In
hate
every
this
way.
guy.
He's the worst
The
person.
worst.
This is
The
the worst
worst.
person in the world. The
I would've-
worst.
The
Yes.
worst.
Yes.
the literal worst. There you go.
Thank you so much for God, I'm sufficiently pissed off now. So great.
God, I love her writing too.
Her writing
Oh my
style
God,
is
she's
so
so
great.
funny.
If you have
You
more
should read
stories, please submit them.
She's got an extra story. You should read the comment that she made at the end. If you
I've
if you
got
feel like
the,
it's
I've got
appropriate.
the other. She sent another story, a meet the parents story. I'm gonna do it on our shorty. But
It's a really nice sentiment.
it is. She wrote, and it's so freaking sweet. But she's like, Christina, thank you for finding my story on Reddit and introducing me to this amazing podcast. As a woman who's nearing 40 and not married, exercising these dating demons is helping me stay positive and keep putting myself out there.
Yay. That's what it's
I
about.
love it.
That's
I
what
love
it's
it.
about.
And she says, you're welcome to use my name, which is Sarah, or Mrs. Joe Dirt. So
Amazing. Thank
Yeah.
you so much,
Aw,
Sarah.
That is like she's the coolest.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
so sweet.
I want to be friends.
And her stories are so great.
Yeah.
And so well written. But I totally can relate to that. I think a lot of people, again, they can feel our friendships. So hopefully that they're feeling our friendships through the,
oh yeah, absolutely.
and this is the reason we started this.
Yeah.
And
It's
it
because
is.
everybody
it does
has
make me
been
feel
there.
better to tell you guys about these fucking terrible experiences and then just laughing at them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
therapy.
That's what
Absolutely.
I'm hoping that it helps, people to just get it out there, laugh about it. Hey, we're alive, which
Yep.
is good.
Thank God.
Thank God. And
But
we're
be more
learning.
careful next time.
Yes.
You know what? We should start turning our my worst date group into a safety check. Okay, I got this date tonight. This is where I'll be. This is
should.
the guy. Here's a snapshot
should.
and
Oh.
a safety check after.
Oh my God.
That is so funny. We absolutely should. Yeah. I think
Because we
we're
safety check Christina a lot.
all the
I know.
time.
Oh, dude, and I'll be like, I won't even tell her what I have to what her check-in's gonna be. I'll be like, what did you sing? What was your second song for tonight at karaoke? When
Yeah, exactly.
some kind of random ass shit. I'm like, because any good, he could just say you're okay.
I accidentally left my phone on silent that one
Oh.
one day, and I slept in
That's right.
till 11, and Cassie was gonna have Emerson drive to my house.
No, I was gonna drive to your house.
Amy was going to have Emerson
Yeah.
drive to your house.
God.
Yeah.
I was literally about to drive. I was standing outside and I'm texting Keegan actually privately.
Should we be worried?
I'm like, should I seriously drive over the hill? Do you really think I should?
She hasn't responded to any text messages. I'm thinking the worst.
I know. I was. And my thing wasn't even like, oh, did you have a bad date or what could have happened with that? I'm thinking all the things, like anything. What if she had a seizure? What if I'm like all the shit's running through my head,
One of the worries that I had, when Adam left eventually was I was like, how long will it take for someone to find my body if I died? I'm like, my cat and dog are going to eat me. I
You
no
no
longer
longer need
fear
to be
that.
worried
it's
about that.
No
approximately
longer fear.
3.5 seconds when you don't respond. We're like, where are you? What are you doing?
There is that. Have you guys ever watched 30 Rock?
Yes.
I fucking love 30 Rock. And
I've
there's
also
that
seen Friends.
there's that scene. Well, not everyone watches 30 Rock. Seriously.
I'm sorry.
I love that
Yeah.
show.
I do too.
I love
it.
that show too.
It's great.
But there's that whole episode where Liz Lemon is like, she's like a strong, independent woman, don't need no man, and then she chokes on a piece of something alone in her apartment.
She's over the chair trying to give herself Heimlich.
just to give herself a Heimlich on a chair, and she's just like, I need a boyfriend.
Yes. Yes.
So good. Man, that's such a rewatchable show. It's so
I
great.
know. I've watched it several times. I
Yeah.
love that show.
God.
All right,
okay.
Crazy and Love Us.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was going to do a Crazy in Love on Lacey Peterson because
Yeah.
she went missing on Christmas Eve. And so it's kind of a Christmassy theme,
Yes.
Lacey Peterson.
It's a big one, though.
But
Lots to tackle.
it's a big one. And what I really wanted to do is I know that A&E put out a documentary that was the murder of Lacey Peterson, and it kind of re-examines it with new evidence or things that were left out of the trial that kind of make Scott Peterson look innocent. So I wanted to watch that. So I had more,
Objective opinion.
more of an opinion on it because of course me, along with I think 90% of America, thinks Scott Peterson is guilty as sin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he did it.
But I was going to watch it, and I was like, okay, cool. I got the A&E app, was settling in to watch it, and I was like, oh shit, this is a 6-part series. I was like, I do not have 6 hours of my life to devote to this. I just do not this
Not
week.
yet.
Not yet. Yes, we'll deep dive on it another time. But so I am going to do a different story. I'm not even going to tell you the title of it. You guys have probably heard this story before.
Ooh, I'm excited.
But-
Okay.
But you know what I've liked is even when we do know what I like because sometimes you don't know all the deep dive,
Right.
those little nuggets you don't know.
And sometimes it's nice just having like the conversation. And maybe you haven't heard this one before. I don't know. But,
All right. Lay it in.
I'm here for it.
okay. So Walburga was born to immigrant German parents in Chicago in 1880. Her father left when she was about 8 years old, and at 12, she had to begin working to support the family. So this is the early 1900s, so early 20th century. So she's 12, working like in a factory or whatever.
Which is
Because her dad left?
Her
or-
dad left, so
Yes.
she had to support the family. So
which
this
is
kind
like
of
that time.
I feel like I know this story.
yeah,
that time period. Like you're like a fully fledged fucking adult at like 13.
yeah,
Yeah,
oh
like-
yeah,
yeah.
yes. I mean, to speak.
Or
I'm
like,
sorry,
I'm
why
paying
don't
you have a job yet?
Exactly.
At 17, Walburga meets a 17-year-old named Fred Oesterreich. Oesterreich? I think it's Oesterreich. At a factory that she worked at. So when she's 17, so they're together, to their credit, they stay together for like 3 years. She's 17 before they get married.
Okay.
So she marries Fred. They move from Chicago to Wisconsin, where Fred opens a successful shoe store. And then from then, it kind of expands into several different locations. They get super rich. Dolly is able to stop working. Fred is kind of this like big entrepreneur type. He's known to be very likable.
This wilds me out. I'm like, I made a joke about being an adult at 13, but like, can you imagine a 17-year-old now, like moving across country, starting a successful like
And she
shoe
like
business,
she like
getting married?
retires. She like retires at like 20. She's like, I've been working since I was 12.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm retiring. I'm just gonna be a rich socialite now because Fred goes on to like open a string of successful factories.
Yeah.
And so they are able to move into this kind of like a lavish mansion in
And
Wisconsin.
employ 12-year-olds to work at it.
For sure. Oh my God, so much child labor.
Perfect.
So much child labor
Well,
happening.
it's cheaper.
Yeah.
That's why you hire the
Yeah,
children.
listen, all of these factory owners are like pieces of shit. But to his credit, he was able to work up from a worker to own a shit ton of factories.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
He was known as like an entrepreneur.
I feel like we're not going to be saying good for him for very long.
And they became kind of like popular socialites around town. But here's the thing. It is still like the early 20th century, and Fred, like many people, becomes an alcoholic. He's drinking constantly, and the couple begin. They have like really, really loud fights. They're kind of known for this, like going to parties,
Knockdown, drag
getting
out.
into crazy loud fights, like fights that are so loud that people in the surrounding mansions around their mansion
shit.
are always hearing them fight.
Mansion walls are thick.
Yes,
too,
but you know those are the nosiest neighbors. They're fucking.
They're literally on the porch. Like,
What's that meme you sent the other day where it's just like, I took out my own headphones.
Yes.
Bitch, I don't know these people. Why am I so messy?
I listen. Me too. Are you kidding
me too.
Desperate Housewives,
See it
guys.
in the 1900s, they have that
little
like the
earphone.
cone.
The cone up to the
earphone cone.
wall.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I mean, like, so everybody's kind of like, what's going on with like the Oesterreichs over there? They're like, they're messy AF, fighting all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
And so while he is known to be a drunk, like drinks constantly, you know, over the years is becoming a worse and worse alcoholic. Dolly is known. Oh, sorry. Walburga now goes by Dolly.
Oh, yes.
Why? Because her name is Walburga. And she was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to go by that
And she's
anymore.
like, you know what? I don't want to be associated with the hamburger joint.
Yes,
again,
yes,
so-
yes.
In
So-
the early 1900s.
So she starts going by Dolly at some point. It becomes unclear how she got that nickname. But anyway, so she's she's known to flirt with basically everybody.
Okay.
She's
Okay.
kind of a flirty McGee. She flirts with
I'm
everyone.
like, okay.
Got it. All right.
I like
So-
Flirty McGee.
I mean, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
Listen, I understand, get it. In the fall of 1913, Dolly's sewing machine breaks, and so she asks Fred to send over one of the workers from his factory to come and fix her sewing machine. So he sends over.
she's like, the needle just isn't going in and out properly.
It's not going in and out.
It's not up and downing as well as I'd like it to.
He sends over 17-year-old Otto Sandhuber.
He sounds hot.
Otto Sandhuber.
Yep.
Keep in mind that Dolly is 33 at this point.
Otto is like an old maid now.
Otto is 17. She answers the
so
door.
Her son comes over.
Essentially. So she opens the door wearing nothing but a silk robe and stockings whenever Otto comes over. Yes. And she actually knows Otto from when they lived in Chicago. He was like a neighbor of hers.
He was a baby.
Yes.
Neighbor.
He was like, and a little background on Otto, just because it may or may not become relevant later on. He was adopted. And he left the home whenever he found out because his parents did not tell him that he was adopted.
I'm going to say it right here. As someone who was adopted and people who I've known who have adopted children, my advice to them always has been and always will be, if you're going to adopt a child, make sure that they always know. You don't want that secret coming out later. And then because that anger, because the thing of it is that, and you're not going to avoid maybe some of the issues that come with being adopted. Like I have abandonment issues. There's nothing I can do to avoid that. There was things that are just going to come up for that. I know I was super loved by my parents, but you have to let them know, because the worst thing you can do is lie to your children.
Yeah, he clearly felt betrayed because he left Chicago and moved to Wisconsin once he found out. So 17-year-old Otto and 33-year-old Dolly begin a affair. And at first, it's in hotels. They're going to hotels, being super sneaky. But then that just becomes too much work for Dolly.
It's expensive.
Right. I mean, but she's got money. But it's just like, I think she's just like inconvenient, geographically undesirable.
Yeah.
Let's just start doing this shit in my house.
Yeah.
So
why not?
Fred is out of town on business all the time. So Dolly's like, it's cool.
Convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, it's cool. We'll just do it in my house.
Yeah.
No big deal. But the, nosy neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
Because with them fighting all the time, they've drawn so much attention to themselves that the neighbors notice that Otto is around all of the time. And they're like, that's suspicious.
Yeah.
So Dolly starts telling the neighbors, like, oh, don't mind him. And this is like most 1920s things. She's like, don't mind him. That's just my vagabond half-brother. That's what she calls him.
Oh.
She's like, Otto is my vagabond half-brother. He's kind of a down-and-out guy. So I'm just being a good Christian woman by letting him stay here on occasion and feeding him and stuff like that. That's why you see him around so much.
Sure.
But eventually, one of these neighbors, of course, tells Fred what's going on. And Fred is like, you have a choice to make. You can either stay with me, end this affair, and continue your lavish lifestyle, or you can go with him and get GTFO.
The fuck out.
Yeah. And so, of course, Dolly doesn't want to lose her lavish lifestyle. So
Otto.
Bye, Otto. She, ends the affair. Otto's visits to the house stop. So Fred's drinking is increasing at this point, and he reportedly starts becoming so paranoid. He's telling his neighbors that he thinks the house is haunted. Things are moving around the house. He's very
Now
nervous.
I know the story. Oh, yes.
So he's freaked the fuck out. He's like, my house is haunted. My house is haunted. And people are just like, you're just fucking drunk. Stop it.
Calm down, bro.
Calm down. So between feeling like his house was haunted and kind of wanting to get Dolly away from the place where her lover lives, he's like, you know what? We're opening up a branch of one of my factories in LA. Let's move to LA. So they moved to LA in 1918. And Dolly goes ahead because she handpicks the house because she's like, I have all of this shit. I need to make sure I have a house that can fit all of my shit. So she goes ahead and gets the house ready. She was a little bit of a hoarder. She never wanted to let anything go.
Yeah.
So they move, they settle into LA. Fred's drinking continues to worsen, and he becomes convinced that the spirit has moved with them
Oh my God.
to Los Angeles.
He is following you.
Yeah, he's like,
some weird spirit. Is
he's like,
following
the
you.
spirit
Is
has
it
followed me.
Haitian Jack?
Is it Jack?
Oh my God,
It's Jack. Listen. Jack was around at this time.
Yeah.
Maybe he was in LA. We don't know.
Yeah.
So he's, people are like, calm the fuck down, Fred. There's no ghost. So on August 22nd, 1922, Dolly and Fred return home from a party around midnight. The neighbors report, because again, these two can't keep their shit together.
Yeah.
And they're used to hearing shouting from over there. But the neighbors report, several neighbors are like, yeah, we heard shouting happening from the house, which isn't wholly unusual, but we did take note of it. But then we heard gunshots. So we called the police.
Yeah. That's a little extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the neighbors gather outside of the house and they decide like, okay, there's enough of us here. We should go in and see if we can catch who did this.
Yeah.
So they all go together into the house to try and find who did this. They're not seeing anyone in the house, but the house is in complete disarray. Like shit is all over the place. And then they're like, they hear cries coming from upstairs. Woman's cries. So they're like, okay, we need to go up there. They go up there and they find Dolly in a closet, locked in a closet. The closet is locked from the outside and the key is found in another part of the house. So someone finds the key and they let Dolly out. And Dolly is like, this is what happened. We got home from the party. We were having an argument. I went upstairs to change. That's why I was in the closet. And then I heard, rich person closet, big closet, probably.
Okay. Sure.
So she was in there changing.
In my mind, it's a small wardrobe, but then I was like, okay, yeah, no,
rich lady closet.
Yeah.
So she was in there changing, and then she heard gunshots downstairs. Before she could get downstairs to help Fred or see what was going on, a figure pushed her into the closet and locked her in there.
A figure.
Yeah, she said like a man
ghost.
or whatever. Pushed her in, locked her in the closet. So Fred has been shot 3 times, and all signs point to a robbery gone wrong. There's stuff missing. A lot of valuables are missing. Fred's gold watch is missing. So they're like, okay, it's probably a robbery.
Yeah.
However, there are no signs of forced entry within the home. So they're like, how did these people get in? Was the door unlocked? Like, what happened here? So there were a few arrests that were made of other people who had like robbed neighborhoods close by, but nothing stuck, and the case remained unsolved for a period of time. Now, sometime later, not long after this, a friend of Dolly's stays in the house with her to kind of like comfort her during this time, help her through it. And she reports weird things happening in the house. She was like, I thought that it was just because somebody had died here and that's why I felt uneasy. But then I started feeling like somebody was watching me in certain parts of the house. So I stopped going to those parts of the house. And she's like, and then at one point she says that she saw a ghost in the house. She saw a figure in the house. And at that point she was like, deuces, I'm out. So she kind of confirms what Fred was saying about like the feeling of unease in the house.
Yeah.
So fast forward a year, Dolly begins a relationship with a guy named Roy Klum. Not long after they begin dating, Dolly asks Roy to dispose of a gun in the La Brea tar pits. She says that it's the same type of gun that was used to kill her husband, and she doesn't want people getting the wrong idea. She's like, this is just easier. I happen to own the same kind of gun that killed my husband. Weird. I didn't do it, but I don't want people thinking I did. So can you get rid of this gun for me? And he's like, rich widow. Yes, I will, because I want in on that money. I'm guessing.
Right.
Of course. Yeah.
So he's like, for sure. But then after they break up, he's kind of like a scorned ex. And he's like, that whole thing with the gun was pretty weird. So,
hey, remember that? Remember that gun? Yeah.
That was strange.
That was strange.
Yeah. So he goes to the police, and the police go to arrest Dolly in July of 1923. When they come to arrest her, they notice that her new lover, this woman, gets round. Her new lover, Herman Shapiro, who is also her lawyer, which seems like a conflict of interest, but whatever.
A little bit.
I don't think that was a thing in the 20s. But Herman Shapiro, he answers the door.
The most lawyery of lawyer names.
Herman Shapiro,
Yeah.
He answers the door wearing a gold watch that is identical to the one that was stolen from Fred. And he says it was a gift from Dolly. So things look pretty bad for Dolly.
Interesting.
But they cannot
explain.
They can't explain
how she was in the
how
closet.
she was locked in the closet because it was locked from the outside. The
No
key
key
was in another part of the house. There's no way she could have locked herself in there. So that's kind of his argument to her, to the crowd. He's like, she couldn't have done this. Someone else had to have been there. And there was no time really for anyone to have come and gone because the neighbors came over right away.
Right.
So during the trial, Dolly pulls Herman aside and whispers, "He's there. My vagabond half-brother. You need to make sure he has something to eat." So Herman's like, weird AF.
Yeah.
So he goes to the house with specific instructions from Dolly. He prepares a meal, goes into Dolly's bedroom, opens the closet, and whistles.
Nope.
A panel in the closet opens, and out steps Otto Sanhuber.
Oh my God.
Otto explains to Herman that Dolly had always kept like lots of lovers. She never stopped having affairs since they had an affair. She just constantly was cheating on Fred the entire time. And so Herman is like, "Well, how do you know this?" And he's like, "Well, because I've been in the house the whole time." So when they ended their affair a decade before, when they still lived in Wisconsin, she just moved
him.
Otto into the attic.
Yeah.
And then when they moved across country to Los Angeles, she came over first to prepare the house so that she could build like a separate area in a panel behind her closet for Otto to live in. He was living in the walls of their house.
Fucking no.
Which is why Fred always thought that somebody was watching him.
Because somebody was
watching him.
Oh
yes.
my God.
How fucking scary.
There's a criminal episode. I don't know if you heard that about a chick that moved into an apartment.
I've heard that story, but I've not listened to the criminal episode.
It's terrifying.
There was
somebody like living in her ceiling.
There's a shocking number of people in walls stories I've come across in researching this story.
Cassie's not okay with
there's
that.
a good number of those. Yeah.
I am.
I'm not cool with this at all.
Think about this. This 33-year-old woman started an affair with a 17-year-old, and then rather than ending it, was like, "Okay, you have to give up all of your contact to the outside world and move into my walls." And he agreed.
That's some bomb-ass pussy is all.
No shit.
That's some bomb-ass pussy to be fucking dickmatized that hard.
Abandonment issues and all other kinds of problems, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because he was basically like, it was also really weird because he would refer to her as kind of having like a motherly relationship. Like he would bring her, or she would bring him Pulp Fiction novels. Like he wanted to like write Pulp Fiction because she would just bring him like novels. That's what he had back there in his little like cave space. He would just lay there all day reading like pulp novels, especially if Fred was home. He wouldn't come out.
Oh my God.
So yeah, a decade living in the walls and not having any real outside communication with anybody else except for Dolly. It's the only person that he talked to.
I don't like this.
So he says that what happened that night is Fred came home. He was having one of their usual fights with Dolly and screaming at her. And, she was screaming at him, and he heard that the fight was becoming physically violent. And so he says that he went downstairs, knew where Fred kept his guns with the intention of just breaking the fight up. But he came around the corner. Fred saw him, of course, recognized him because he knew that was his wife's lover from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And charged him, and that the gun went off twice. And then once Fred was down, Otto then shot him a third time.
Wow.
So Herman, you would think, would be like, okay, we have the person who did this crime my girlfriend's on trial for. I should, get the police. Not what Herman does.
What
Nope.
the
Herman tells Otto to run because he's like, it's to protect Dolly and it's her reputation and also his own reputation, because he doesn't want to put any of that stuff at stake. And he knows that if they never find the person who is in the house, they can't convict Dolly of anything.
Right.
So Otto leaves, he scrams, he goes to Canada, and the court tries for a year and a half to prove that Dolly was the killer, but they were unsuccessful because they could never figure out how she did it. So she was released in 1925. After a few years, Herman and Dolly break up, and as with all of her ex-lovers,
He's like, hey, remember the dude that lived in your house? That was weird.
yeah,
weird.
Hey. So he's kind of like, man, I probably should have told on you for that, because now I don't like you anymore.
Wow.
So in 1930, Otto returns to LA, which, like, why? Under an assumed name, and then he's now married, he's got a family, and Herman, who is bitter about his breakup with Dolly, somehow finds out that Otto is back in LA, tips off the police go and arrest Otto finally.
Wow.
So the press goes bonkers with this. Of course, they start calling him the Batman of Los Angeles because, he was living essentially like in an cave
attic
for, a decade. He was convicted of manslaughter, but not murder. And the statute of limitations on manslaughter had run out by this time, so he was released with no jail time.
Wow.
So really, him and Dolly both kind of got
away
off.
with murder.
Yes, pretty much scot-free because of the amount of time it took for them to, like, arrest him.
Wow.
And no one knows what happened to him after that. He just kind of, like, disappeared. He, like, left
the
LA.
walls.
He went back into the walls.
He's actually still in that building.
But that is one of the most bananas stories to me, because
God.
who agrees to just live in someone's house, one, and two, I don't know if there's anything more terrifying to me than the idea of someone watching me when I'm alone. Like, there's nothing more scary than that.
That criminal episode gave me nightmares like you would not believe.
You have to tell me which one it is, because, like, I'll
I'll find it. It's the scariest, though.
The idea of anyone looking at me when I don't know it, like, is the most violating thing. That
have no idea. She would just, like, randomly, like, have, like, a soda missing from the fridge or, like, a can of soup.
No.
And she'd be like, "This is weird."
Weird, but not weird enough that you.
Not weird enough.
Just
you'd
be like,
"Oh, I must have drank it.
I must have
or
forgot
whatever."
that. Yeah. That there's nothing more disturbing.
And she got a puppy and stuff too, and this German Shepherd like didn't alert to it, and then she was figuring out because like he was coming down during the day and playing with the puppy, so the puppy was fine with Dude Face being in the ceiling because he's like, "That's the Dude Face that pets me during the day."
Have you
that's
guys,
when you get a fucking little cam.
Have
like
you guys seen? I have one,
like those doll cams or whatever, like on a.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that freaks me out. That makes me think of that one movie, The Paranormal Activity. Like I don't like seeing like fucked up shit happen on cameras that like while you were sleeping or something.
You'd rather know it was happening though. You'd rather know it was happening. Have you guys seen that documentary Voyeur? It's on Netflix.
No.
Oh yeah. The guy that built the hotel
to watch
people.
Yeah,
and he built like all these crawl spaces and shit and like holes in the ceiling.
Story?
It's a real story.
Yeah. I mean, and some
I
of it.
fucking sleep in hotels every night.
I mean, this was like a real.
Is this really where we're gonna go?
You've never stayed in this motel,
no, because
this
is like a motel.
A motel.
Yeah.
A motel.
You classier than that,
classy
girl.
AF. I'm a Hilton girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think they can do that in a Hilton.
No, probably not. It's true.
Oh my God, that was a wild story.
That story is bananas, and it's kind of like it's definitely one that I was like, oh, we should wait and do this around Halloween, but I was like, no, I need to do this story because
I've seen
crazy.
it before on like a list on those listicles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and this woman, you're like, how do you got it like that? Like, she must have
magic
a
pussy.
Magic pussy, yeah,
Yeah.
like, for sure.
Magic vagine.
Yes, she must. Walburga,
I know, girl. Tell me
it.
your waist. She's got a bevy.
She really did come out on top. Like, she just kept
She's all get in my Walburga.
Oh God, because she came out of that just like a wealthy widow.
Yeah,
with all that money to herself. Essentially.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, well, if you have a story about living in a wall, or
we want to know, how did you do it?
No, don't.
I don't
want to
know.
hear.
I do.
Email myworstdatepodcast@gmail.com.
For Keegan in the subject line.
Correct.
You want to send money? Remember.
Yes, we've got Cassie's Venmo in the show notes. You can also find us on all the social media. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We have a Facebook group. We have a super fun time on the Facebook group too. So please join. We got a lot of active participation there, which is nice. We're also patreon.com/myworstdate. You get special content and lots of really cool features for signing up and helping us out.
Literally, just for $1 a month, you are automatically signed up for all the bonus content.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Yep.
And thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers.
This is a Glassbox Media Podcast.